YouTube family, the Maverick in the space. Again, best and most credible opinion, fear and fearless analysis. The Craig Butler, Leon Bailey, JFF saga. Like everybody else, me tired of it. Like everybody else, me angry about it. Like everybody else, me want to run with some people about it. So because of that, me kind of just make little time, breeze off on it, and then me gather my thoughts about it, so we can reason about it in a more balanced and rational sense. Now, everybody know the history of Craig Butler, Phoenix Academy, and Football Authority in Jamaica, not just the JFF. Because the war did extend to CASAFA, which are the governing body for football in Kingston and St. Andrew. This is a long-standing war. This have nothing to do with my crickets, and necessarily Dennis Chung and even Rudolph Speed or any individual. This is a fight by a, you can call him a maverick like myself, football scout, manager, coach, etc., Craig Butler, and Football Authority, because he's a man who want to do things for him own way. I don't want to take no talk from nobody. Alright. So that's the context of where we got to where we are right now. But the issue at hand now, Leon Bailey being out of the national team. First of all, there are some stipulations where the manager, Mr. Butler, lay out to the federation. I'm going to run through them one by one. Alright, this is the first one now. Review of player contracts to address matters of security and long-haul travel and rooms. So the long-haul travel and the long flight from Europe, and of course the rooms thing and the whole accommodation thing where here come up. Second point, review and monitoring of employee contracts to improve employee-player relation. That one they're a little bit convoluted to me. I'm not sure when you matter about employee contracts, if you matter about players, I matter about employees at the federation. So that one is a little bit confusing to me. Number 3, adopting global standards relating to communication with players. If I was to word that one, would I write communication, full stop. It's not just with players. Number 4, adopting global standards relating to the determination of player affiliation. That is another Phoenix issue where Butler having with the federation. Because, let me explain that a little bit. Phoenix is by and large an academy. It's not officially a football club. And this is the reason why a lot of the time when Phoenix players go to the national team, FIFA statutes only recognize clubs. They not recognize academies. So because of that, JFF, when them call up the Phoenix player, them normally put unattached. And this offend Craig so he have an issue with it. So the affiliation he matter about this. So what he has subsequently done is to find a way to register with the St. Anne Football Association as a club. So technically, when the JFF call him player, them supposed to list from Phoenix, because technically Phoenix is a club. Them the player in no competition. You never hear a Phoenix football club player in no competition yet. But technically, Craig go around, with a technicality and say, yeah, Phoenix is a club. So JFF must say this player was invited from Phoenix Football Club or Phoenix Academy. When we reach so, number 5, immediately addressing the clear perception or reality of a conflict of interest at the level of the technical committee chairman. That is Mr. Rudolph Speed, who is the technical committee chairman, who is responsible for all of the technical decisions made by the JFF, including the hiring of coaches, etc. It is one of the most glaring things about what is happening in our football. So Mr. Speed is actually in a position where conflict of interest is a clear and present danger. He's also the coach of a Premier League team. He's the coach of a champion Premier League team. Alright, so that are the 5 pointers. We did say 6, but a 5. Those are the 5 pointers. Are these valid concerns? Yes. Are they worth not representing your country for? No. Everybody have their own standards. Everybody do what they want. Everybody an adult. But me not think all of them issues here merit as a player, you walk off of the national team. And as a manager, you withdraw your player them from the national team and choose not to represent your country for. If every single player selected to the national team took this stance, what kind of national team would I have? If Mikel Antonio and Demario Gray and Ethan Pinnock and Lembisika, whatever his name is, my fault. The entire foreign aggregation, Bobby Reid and all of them, if all of them took this stance, what would be the quality of the representation of the national team? My point is, there are issues, and there will always be issues with Jamaica football. And one of the problems, we did point it out with the reggae girls, and the same thing will recreate itself now in another saga. Leon Bailey is a born and bred Jamaican. But Leon Bailey boss in a football terms and a play in one of the big clubs in Europe now. He will play Champions League this year for Aston Villa. And him go up there and see the first world treatment, the level of resources to make a professional environment what it is. And that him get used to. Now we come back to Jamaica now and basically want all the JFF to the same standard. Is that reasonable? And let me tell you, like everything else in Jamaica, there's a tribal component to how people view this, Because the JFF is a very unpopular body, in terms of its administrators, So you see the people that hate the JFF and don't understand the context and the resource limitations of the JFF. They might say, throw the ball out, give the ball on them everything they want. Flying on a jet for himself, him and him pilot alone in a jet. Give him the whole of Pegasus when him come here. If I not the ball I want, the ball Now if you're rational and balanced and understand what is happening, you will understand the reality. That these conditions, all of them, let me tell you what this coming like, people. This coming like a man and him woman in a relationship, and the relationship gets sour. And you see when the relationship gets sour now, both of them start fight fault with one another. In other words, you start itemize all of the issues where you have with your woman. Because there is always going to be issues in a relationship with a man and a woman. And if you want to be difficult, and you decide that this relationship is done because of them issues, you always can find some issue for raise. That is it. In other words, at what point will the communication, the global standards be met in terms of relating to all of them something away them are asked for? Who's going to be determining the global standards? And another issue with this thing at all, a lot of the deficiencies that have been outlined here are resource related, So when you compare how Man City run them club, when Bonnie Shaw play a football and she come back and say the JFF this and the JFF that, the JFF will never have the resources, therefore the professionalism. Because nobody fool, A lot of what we are called professionalism, have to do with resources. When I'm about travel arrangement, if the JFF did have money like Manchester City, they would have book a private plane for everybody. If the JFF did have resources like Manchester City, they would have to book out the whole of Pegasus or AC Marriott when them come here and give everybody a whole floor for themselves. So all of this come down to resources. Don't make nobody fool you not. Anytime we tell them it's resources, them say, no, it's not resources, it's professionalism. It's money. Me and the text of people, I get fed up. Leon Bailey and Craig Butler now. To me, you don't have to run down nobody to play for your country. You don't have to beg nobody to play for your country. So if it means Leon Bailey don't want to play for his country, love him. The man say want a break, or don't give him a break. And the next important elephant in the room too. Bailey will not really burn down the house to Jamaica, So I'm not that indispensable right now. The Aston Villa Bailey, when we see with TV at weekend time, it's not that Bailey we get for Jamaica. So in bargaining position, not really all that powerful. So that is why so much people come to the position where them said Bailey and Butler, them for go. The person who start finding this is a youngster named Whisper. Whisper not in a Bailey status yet. for hold a strong arm thing here against the federation and the country. One final thing I have to say about it. I'm a direct comment here too. Butler, Bailey, and the whole Phoenix mindset. You're not representing the JFF. When you put on that black, green, and gold, you're not representing the JFF. You're representing Jamaica. Maverick a step. Me a step. See me a step there.